Lovely. So, namaste. And welcome to this special extra satsang. It is always my intention to try to find the fastest way back from suffering and pain into peace and happiness. And one of the ways that I discovered that was useful for me to do this was something called the statement process. And it's cobbled together from several other practices that I took little bits out of as I went along my own pathway, my own journey. And it's really a very simple process. And because of that, you're going to find probably, well, I've never met anyone that didn't have resistance to the statement process because of its simple, profound way to change things very, very quickly for you. So just because you have resistance to something, it doesn't mean that it's not going to work. It probably means it really is going to work. Our mind doesn't like the idea that something simple can be so powerful. You know how it likes to make things complex. So I'm going to explain just a little bit about the statement process, what it is and how to use it. And then the easiest way to demonstrate it is to do it. So I'll be asking for volunteers if you want to participate with me. And you can use the statement process anytime you feel less than wonderful. So whatever that is about, when a karmic pattern arises, when something's going on in your life that you would rather not be experiencing, you can use it when you're stuck in a traffic jam to help the traffic begin to flow quicker. You can use it anywhere at all. Whenever we have to make a decision about something, we do statement process work first, make sure we're all in a really high energy place before we make a decision. It's got so many applications. You'll see as we go through. So statement process is a way of moving back from the sense of being someone, a separate sense of self, the egoic sense of self, back to the real self. So we all have those times in our life where we know theoretically what the absolute truth is, but we can't seem to shift in that moment from very low energy, low vibration feeling place of suffering. Our karmic patterns are really where we've accidentally trained ourselves to think and feel a certain way about something, and where the sense of someone is playing in quite a strong way. This sense of being a separate being has really keyed in. And in those moments, there's a strong sense of duality, of being separate to everything else. And our instinct in that moment is to try to reject that and get back to the peace. But sometimes just by doing that, we feel we can't seem to manage to achieve it. So as an example from my own awakening, there was always a lot of fear, and there was always a lack of resources, lack of money. And theoretically, in those moments when there was a lot of fear and I didn't have enough money, I knew theoretically that there is only abundance and I'm not separate to the money, and that money isn't a real thing anyway. It's an energy and all of that. But in that moment when I'm feeling terrible, that absolute truth just made me feel worse because it didn't feel true. What felt true to me in that moment was, I don't have enough and I'm not safe. So the statement process is a way of bridging a vibrational gap between what I'm feeling in this moment and where I would like to be, back to the sense of there is only abundance. I can never run out of anything. For most of us, myself included, this was too big a gap in some moments to make. So the statement process is a way of building a ladder and allowing us to go from statement to statement to statement, and eventually arriving back at, there's nothing wrong in this moment. Everything is working out as it should. I'm always looked after. Those statements then feel true. So very simple process. And there's only two rules. You start from where you're at And we're not pushing away this sense of being someone. Your first statement may be a really separate sounding statement. It may see something like, I'm really scared right now, or I'm completely angry with this person, or whatever it is that you feel. It's a statement of what is. And as we begin to move then into a better and better feeling place, our outer circumstances begin to mirror that back too. We've all got stuck in thinking and feeling the same way about things because an experience keeps happening to us. Our mind says, I feel this way inside because this thing out there keeps happening to my body, to my work, to my relationships. It keeps happening in my finances, wherever it's happening. But as the infinite being, we can come to see that what's happening in our experience, in our life, is a reflection of, an echo of what we're holding on to inside. So as we work to change how we think and feel about something incrementally, then we're going to begin to see our experience change. And we see many large and small miracles using this process. It will take you exactly the same place back to the non-dual self as contemplation, meditation, self-inquiry. It's just an easier route if you're in a very low, if you're feeling fear, guilt, shame, or some energy that's a very low vibration, apathy, depression. Even if you're just irritated, frustrated, any of those. And even if you're feeling joyful, you can still apply the statement process and climb even higher. We're just allowing the body and mind to shift the vibration that's in it right now and work back towards feeling good. And then the problems seem to resolve themselves from that place anyway. So 2 simple rules. The first one is that after your initial statement of what is, the next statement that you say or write down, whichever you prefer, has to feel also true. And the second rule is it has to feel slightly better when you feel it out inside your body than the previous statement. The next statement has to feel true and slightly better. And then the next statement, also true and slightly better. So if I'm feeling very unlovable, if I'm feeling very unworthy, to try to tell myself that everyone loves me and there's nothing wrong with me, I'm beautiful and all that, is going to make me feel worse, isn't it? But if I can begin to make statements that soften the resistance to what I'm feeling in this moment, then I'm going to be able to make little steps. So we're building a ladder. So those 2 simple things. We're not trying to fix any problem with the statement process. We don't even have to make statements about the thing that's currently going on that started us with the statement process, that prompted it, the thing that seems to be causing the suffering. We can make statements about anything at all, absolutely anything at all in our life that feels better and feels also true. So we don't even have to stay on a subject we started with. It's wide open. Because we're working with statements that feel true, we're actually shifting and changing how we can think and feel in here about a particular subject. And then out there, which is really me also, it's going to have to begin to change too. You can do this for yourself. You can do this on behalf of a loved one that's suffering. You can do it on behalf of a friend. You can do it on behalf of the world at large. All of that, starting from how you feel about it. The best way to do this is just to dive right in and ask for people that want to do this with me now here. So if you have a karmic pattern playing or an emotion or something going on that you would like help with, feel free to raise your hand and we'll demonstrate it. Okay, so Gabrielle first. We'll see how many we can get through. Okay, how many people? Whenever you're ready.
Hi, Helen.
Hi, how are you doing?
Well, that's perfect timing. So I have been experiencing immense joy this morning, and then right now I can hardly speak because the fear is almost paralyzing me. It's fear I haven't felt for years. So yeah, that's here right
Not
now.
to raise your hand and to so
Shaking a bit.
that's okay. It's absolutely, you're in a safe place here. You're loved. We all understand what that feels like. We're all supporting you, and very brave of you to, because as we demonstrate this together, you're going to see it's easier than you think, perhaps, and everyone else will see that too. So just start with a first statement and don't try to spiritualize it. This is fear, and I'm not the one feeling. Just, if you're terrified, I'm terrified right now. Don't try to sugarcoat it or anything. Just a statement of how it is right now for you.
Yeah, it feels terror. Absolute. Unbelievable terror.
So I'm going to ask you to make another statement about it that also feels true, because that feels very true, doesn't it? It's very true.
Yeah.
And if we would try to go for a statement saying, I know I'm absolutely safe, that would feel even worse, wouldn't it? Because it feels untrue. So we're going to stay with what feels true. And something that feels ever so slightly better. We're only looking for a tiny, tiny jump. So an example of the next statement could be something like, at least I'm here with everyone and I'm being supported by everyone, or I don't have to handle all of this fear right now. I'm doing the best I can right now in this moment. Even a statement, something like, nobody's ever going to enjoy feeling like this, is also true, but might feel a little bit better. So those are just some examples of statements. Can you think of one that feels, and before you say it, just feel it in your body, take your time, and just checking it feels true and it feels just a little bit better. We're not looking to climb mountains.
Yeah, it's not a great way to feel.
Yeah. Does that make you feel a little better?
Yeah, it feels true.
Good, good. So we're always looking for that it feels a little bit better and that it feels true. Yeah. So can you go for another statement now? Again, something that feels a little bit better than that, even just a tiny bit.
Maybe it's not as bad as I think.
Does that feel true?
Yeah.
Yeah, and feels better? A little
Yeah.
better?
Yeah, there's a bit more peace. Yeah.
So we're just step by step building a little ladder back to peace. But we couldn't do it in one big jump. We couldn't just say, because there's a lot of it keyed in the body and the system, and we're feeling it. So keep going, and you're doing amazing. See if you can go for another one, another statement. Take your time.
Maybe it's not my whole experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Does that, just check in again, that feels true and feels better?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's important as we're first learning just to keep checking that, because it's easy to say something that feels true but doesn't feel better. So we're just building a habit of going up rather than what we normally do is we say statements or we think things that progressively feel worse. So, you could say another statement like, I'm looking forward to mastering the statement process, or I'm really glad I put my hand up, and that one might not feel true.
No, that does feel true. I'll say that one actually. I am glad I put my hand up. Yeah.
And it feels better, slightly better.
Yeah, it feels a lot better. Yeah.
Good. So you see, we're not fixing anything here. And we're just by working to feel a little better, we are softening the resistance to this moment. So whatever prompted the suffering, in this case, fear, will begin to resolve itself anyways. We're just softening, because whenever anything's happening either in here or out there that we don't like, of course we're going to resist it. Of course we are, and we all do. So just softening that resistance with statements like this is enough, isn't it? Can you feel something different inside?
Yeah, I feel more open. Yeah.
And we aren't trying to fix or get rid of anything. We're just working with these statements. So see if you can go with another one. You're doing amazing here.
Maybe there's people that can help me right now.
Yeah. Yeah. That feels better.
Yeah.
And also true.
Yeah.
Good, good. So you're on a roll now. See if you can keep going.
I wonder what's underneath the fear.
Yeah.
Like, so I just keep going with it.
Yeah, yeah. If you might find that you begin to get going on your own automatically, that once you've kind of, first couple of statements can be a little challenging because our mind really wants to hold on to how we think and feel about the situation, because that's what it does. But as we begin to get a roll going, some momentum, the statements might come easier and easier as you're demonstrating here.
So yeah, there's also a lot of peace right now.
Yeah.
And
you can say things like, I don't have to do this alone, or this is
part
of the process.
Yeah,
or,
it's not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
looking forward to later when it's gone. You know that.
Okay, I see. I'm with you. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to more peace.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't this hard, funnily enough, but I feel light with that.
Yeah. Just checking your body is going to give you feedback to the statement, and just checking it feels better and it also feels true.
Maybe it doesn't have to be this hard.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Maybe there's nothing I need to do about this fear, you know?
Yeah, maybe there's nothing I need to do.
Again, you know, I'm just suggesting statements, but if they don't feel true for you, it's okay completely.
I feel a bit stuck.
That's a good statement in itself. It's okay that I'm stuck. I'm completely
feel a bit stuck.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't need to know.
Yeah. If you get to a little bit of stuck, try to change the subject. You know, you could say something like, I felt fear before and I've got through it. It's passed. Or I'm looking forward to going on holiday next month.
Oh, okay, I see.
It can
so
be
you're looking more
anything at all.
Out of the fear things. Yeah. Okay, I'm with you.
It's literally any statement at all that feels better than the previous one and true.
Okay, great. I'm definitely looking forward to going out tonight with my friends.
Wonderful, wonderful. Keep going then.
And I'm looking forward to getting in the sunshine after this and doing my garden.
Wonderful. Keep going. There we go.
Okay. I'm looking forward to the end of this talking.
So just stopping for a moment and feeling now, how does your body feel compared to when you started this process, the first statement?
Well, it feels much lighter and there's a lot more feeling of joy.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm not digging the fear.
Yeah.
Trying to get rid of the fear, which is my tendency.
All of us do, don't we? Of course, we don't want to. And all we're really doing is softening resistance. Can you sort of sense that energetically? We're just being with what is, statement by statement. We're being with what is. We don't need to fix anything. Because your body's quite capable of dealing with the fear if we just stop sort of pushing against it. And that's what we do with the statement process, just stop pushing.
Well, I'm loving the fact that I'm in the group and can chat about it.
Wonderful.
I definitely don't feel alone with this anymore.
Good, good.
There's a lot more peace in the body. Wow, do you know what is also very true? I find it really hard to find positive things.
It's because, and you'll see this, this is a great example of it, because we, our attention is mostly focused on what we don't want, what we're experiencing. And we give very little attention as human beings to what we actually do want.
Yeah.
Or what feels good. So you might just notice that a little bit. And it's okay to go to a memory that you had that feels really good, or something you're looking forward to in the future. But you might also at some point intuitively get a sense that I've gone as far as I can right now in this session. You know, a sense that that's as much as I want to do right now, and I can come back to it later. It's up to you entirely. Do you feel you want to go a little further, or
I do.
Go on then.
I do, because I'm enjoying this now. So I am really, really, really looking forward to the next few weeks of spring and being outside the whole time.
Wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to lots and lots of new adventures this year that I feel are coming my way.
Wonderful.
And I'm looking forward to getting a new puppy.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
Or the puppy finding me. You know what I'm really, really looking forward to? And just learning to deeply love myself more.
And aren't you doing that right now? Aren't you doing that right now here?
Yeah.
This is it, isn't it? This is it.
Yeah.
Self-acceptance in a very simple way.
Yeah. And I feel that's about as much as I feel I can.
Absolutely. So you have changed everything forever now, for everyone, because there's only one of us. When any one human body does this process, it's changing everything for everyone, not only your own circumstances. So the next time any fear comes up, you won't be able to feel it quite as strongly. You won't be able to resist it quite as much. And the more you kind of play with this process, apply it to anything, then you get the hang of it. You'll be able to do statements in your head as you're just walking along, or, you know, if you want to have a record, write them down. Strongly suggest everyone getting a friend to do them with, practice them with. You can do them over WhatsApp, over text, anything on the phone, even in Facebook, you know, all of that. So it's a very simple process. And in just a few statements, I think that was around about 10, I don't know, but maybe more, but you got back to a sense of peace and joy from terror. That's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive there. And you're very welcome. It's shifting how we think and feel about something. So you see, the thoughts about the fear were what were really keeping you suffering. And as we shifted those, it stopped. Even though the fear it might still be there right now, but nothing's pushing against
it. The resistance has gone. It was like a big blob. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, brilliant demonstration. Thank you very much. And have fun with the puppy.
Thank you.